The conference is the final milestone of the 3 years Erasmus Plus project Knowledge Alliance, a contribute to answering the big challenge the higher education system is facing worldwide, notably in Europe, and with reference to the industrial engineering and management higher education. The pervading innovation crossing all industrial sectors requires a human capital able to conceive new products, reshape the added value processes, manage technology innovation and human resources, and set up new business models. Consistently, higher education is considered the major key success factor for enabling human-centric, resilient, and sustainable production paradigms, as known as Industry 4.0. However, criticalities Giorgio. Okay. Sorry. However, criticalities emerged in the last decade, and a technological paradox occurred. Investment in production assets are not counterbalanced by a corresponding generation of a critical mass of knowledge workers, and the fierce competition for human capital is occurring worldwide. The shortage of qualified human capital can be referred to educational, social, and demographic challenges. I will focus on 3 main challenges. In the survey, on hundreds of university professors and students from 64 European universities from more than 20 countries, as well as on 75 companies, a knowledge gap analysis has been performed to compare the offer of industrial engineering and management programs and industry knowledge demand. On the average, in Europe, academic programs do not completely meet industry needs. Details will be provided by the next presentation. In the second challenge, the digital learning of young generation, it is estimated that within 3 years, 75% of workforce will consist of so-called Y and Z generations. On one hand, the fast learning attitudes of young people requires to update contents of lectures and adoption of new digital learning tools and class organization. On the other hand, learning processes, mainly in industrial engineering areas, require adequate time and means for deep exploring of concepts and methods. The conflicting goal require rethinking educational strategies, organizations, and tools. The workforce aging is a further big challenge for the companies as a consequence of a peculiar demographic phenomenon in Europe. In the last 15 years, the number of employed people aged 1564 in the EU grew over around 6 million units, while a decrease of 5 million units of employed people aged 1554 was observed in the same period. Aged workers required to be upskilled or reskilled by continuous vocational and academic programs, pursuing an ethical social commitment that is, providing workers of all generations with an updated knowledge to operate in a digitalized work environment, despite some reluctance of more aged workers in adopting new digital technologies. The overall phenomenon is complex in nature and for possible effective action to be adopted. In 2020, the European Commission, in a communication to the European Parliament, announcing the setting up of the new European Knowledge Strategy that stated its strategic priorities for reinforcing the European higher education. A European skills agenda identified 12 actions to make effective the knowledge strategy. The University Industry Consortium of the IE3 project has been fully engaged in the cradle of the European Knowledge Strategy under a Pact of Skills, a knowledge alliance to address limits and challenges of higher education in industrial engineering and management. The Erasmus Plus experience revealed of absolute value. New and enlarged form of cooperation identified by the European Commission under Action 5 have to be pursued. And I want to refer to what our rector announced in the opening of this conference. Networks of universities are encouraged to cooperate through a formal institution, the European University, to share goals and resources for increasing the overall capability and capacity in generating qualified human capital. A big thank to the university and industry partners of the IE3 project. Thank you all. I much enjoyed time spent over 3 years working with you. A special thank to my colleague, Giorgio Mossa, that is now the current coordinator of the project. Few words now on logistics of the conference attendance and the program layout. The conference is attended in person remotely by the YouTube channel of the Polytechnic University of Bari. Again, to all attendees, my warm welcome. The program includes 2 sessions. In the first session, the IE3 project academic and industry partners will present the main project findings. In the second section, outstanding external experts from academia and industry, highly involved in high industrial engineering and management, will debate in a roundtable chaired by colleague Professor Lundqvist on how to prolong the activities of the project beyond its end, as well as on how to increase its impact on academia and industry. Possible contribution and questions by attendees could be put to and managed by Professor Lundqvist. Let me conclude now, as I started, outlining the words of the President of the European Commission, Mrs. Ursula von der Leyen, which attribute relevance to education as the main key driver for the competitiveness and innovation, also expressing an increasing willingness of the EU to support higher education in the years to come. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the conference.